Panagdait sa tanang kabuhatan. So now we will be reporting our feasibility study entitled Crispy Spinach. So as what we can see, we have the net profit after tax. First, dako pa siya din, nagkagamay siya in every year because of the inflation. And then, so let's move to the statement of financial position. The current liabilities, ang total, ang yung current, ay ang total sa asset. So, same lang gihapon siya. Sa current liabilities, same lang gihapon siya o nagkagamay, makita man dyan nato. Pero ang total asset niya, and every year, mo'y nagkadako. Kay, nagkadako man pud ang ato, ang amo ang kuan kanang profit niya. So next, we have the statement of change and equity. Makita mo na to diri ang capital beginning niya, ang share net income, og ang withdrawals. So first kay napami capital beginning at tag 1,133,706 in each, and the share net income of 2,858,986, withdrawals pod nga 399,275. So and the next year ang capital ending animo na pod ang amo ang capital beginning until for the next year hangtod sa year 2026. Next, we have the statement of cash flow of the as of December 31 to December December 31, 2022 to December 20 at year 2026. So as we can see, we have the net income after tax. Same siya katong sa income statement nga nagkagamay jud siya, and then the depreciation expense. Same magyapon, constant ang depreciation expense, depreciating. Then we come up the cash flow niya nga 192,473 in the year zero. Then so kay nakagamay man ang ato ang net income after tax. Same gyapon siya sa cash flow nga magkagamay in every year. Then kaning net cash flow niya sa PPE, cash flow from financing activities, then sa net cash flow provided by financing activities. So here, makita to ang total decrease niya sa of cash. Sa year zero, wala pa man siya cash beginning. Kaya ang cash and cash equivalent sa year zero, mauni siya ang cash beginning sa year 2022. So same procedure lang gyapon siya sa pagkuha, unsaon pagkuha ang cash and cash equivalent. So next, the notes of financial statement. We have the note 1, the compliance with Philippine Financial Reporting Standard. The note 2, significant accounting policies. First is the measurement basis. It is the cost and do not take into account the inventories. This measured at acquisition cost. The pre-operating expense, expense in the year incurred. The PPE, it is recorded at the cost. The employee benefits, provide for benefits that's including the Pag-ibig, SSS, PhilHealth, that is covering all regular employees, and lastly the income taxes that is profit for the year comprises current tax only. So they have kani mga notary, no raw materials, property plant equipment, accumulate the salaries expense. So dali mo na ni siya ang among total na mo sa every year na ni siya. Annual sales, operating expense, office supplies, cleaning supplies, kung pila ka book ang magamit in a year, utilities expense, transportation expense, advertising expense, business permit, ang license, repair maintenance, property tax expense, fertilizer, packaging expense. Ano siya? Then, there is a financial schedule. First, we have the factory supplies. The year 2022, we have 36,720. The utilities expense, depreciation expense, prepaid rent, property expense. So, kani sila, ipang-add na lang ni sila para makuha ang total factory overhead. Then, the factory supplies, kani kung pila ka bukang nagamit, o pila, then times na lang ni sila sa sa pila ang magamit og pila para every year nang makuha. Then kani i-divide i-times na pud siya into 12 months kay 12 months man siya in every year para makuha ang annual factory supplies. Then schedule 3, the detailed depreciation kani useful life. So kung pila ang cost niya, i-divide siya kung pila ang useful life niya para makuha na to kung unsa ang ay pila ang iyahang and every year nga among ang mabayad. May siya ipang-plus na ni sila tanan. Same gihapon aning machinery and equipment sa farm, sa store and office supplies, i-divide sila sa useful life nila. Same ani ang weighing scale, di 500 ang cost niya. So, useful life niya is 5 years, then mo kwanta sa 100 and every year. Dayon, ipang-plus ni sila, walay labot ang useful life sa pag-plus o kaning yang cost kay every year man ta mag-kuan. I-plus na ni sila by year. Then, machinery and equipment, store and office. We have the total depreciation expense. Same ra gihapon procedure sa first, katong unang akong gingon. Divide siya sa useful life. Yung kani, furniture and fixture. Then, kani building nga 40%. Then, schedule niyan, schedule 4. You have the real property tax computation. Of the year 2022 until year 2026. You have the fair market value of 750,000 for the first year. Then, ang assessment level na to nga 0.50. Taxable value, basic real property tax, special education fund. So, ipang-plus po ni sila. Ipang-decrease para makuha na to ang total real property expense sa land. Then, real property tax sa building na pod. Same na gihapon, procedure sa first. Then here, the schedule 5, ang VAT payable computation. We have the VAT output of 3,563,638. Ang input niya kay 1,080,699. So, i-deduct lang ni silang duha para makuha na to ato ang total VAT payable. Then here na po sa direct materials, utilities, office supplies, kani i-plus lang ni silang duha para makuha ang total VAT input niya. Utilities consumption, ni hours kung pila ka buok, then sa hours nga use or ang adlaw nga atong gigamit sulod sa isa ka tuig. The other machinery and equipment, kani dayon. Next is the contribution table. 20,000 total guard, total annual payable. The next is Schedule 8, Partners Profit Distribution. Ni account titles. Same magyapon ni sila procedure. And next, the withdrawals. Capital beginning nato is 3,401,200. 576,958. Then, we have the percentage of allowable withdrawals of 0.10. So, kanina sa, muna ni siya ang total withdrawals niya. Makita man nato diri. Then, the layout. Packaging, and last, we have the layout, the packaging sticker. So, constant lang gihapon siya for the next 5 years.
So, financial analysis and financial ratio. Financial analysis is thorough assessment of probabilities, viability, and stability of the projected business. This gives way to the analysis and understanding of the three major financial statements, specifically the balance sheet, income statement, and statement of cash flow. Sa the three common analyses in the method are horizontal, vertical, and ratio analysis financial statement. So first, sa horizontal analysis ta. So financial statement, as we can see you have an asset, current asset, and the total current asset, non-current asset, and total non-current asset, and the total asset, liabilities, and equity, current liabilities, total current liabilities, equity, total equity, and total liability and equity. So in the year 0 to up to year 2026, the year 2022, they have 12,246,940. So increase and decrease niya kay gi minus ang year 0 and year 2022. Ang percentage niya kay nakuha siya og 10,420 percentage. Same sa pagkuhaan niya sa percentage ang year 0 o year 2022. Ang total percentage niya sa total current asset is 546 percentage. So nganong why 100% man ang sa raw materials and factory, office supplies, cleaning supplies, and prepaid insurance and pre-operating expenses kay ang decrease man niya kay minus na minus man siya, so ang ma-equal niya dadto kay minus pod ang iyang symbol, so mo to nahimong 100 minus 100%. Tapos sa iyang total asset dayon kay same ra gyapon ato na procedure, ang iyang percentage is 502%. Sa total liabilities and equity 502. So dapat siya equal ang iyahang total liabilities and ang sa total asset po dapat siya equal. If dili siya equal, dili feasible ang business. So balhin ta sa vertical. Vertical, where are you? So diri sa vertical up to 2022 to 2026. So the statement of financial position. The asset, current asset, so mao na to, pareha ra sa ko ang gibasa atong permiro. Ang iyang amount lang diri, kalahi amount o ang percentage. So, gikuha ning 89.48% kay sa iyahang cash, then i-divide lang sa total asset niya. Same yapon sa raw materials, factory supplies, office supplies, cleaning supplies, prepaid rent land, prepaid rent, prepaid insurance, pre-operating expenses mo to siya. Same gyapon siya pagkuha na percentage na to. So ang total current asset niya same gyapon, pero diri sa sa current liabilities kay dili siya same. So ang diri kay kaning 2 million na trade and other payable and 2 million kapin, gi-divide siya sa iyahang kaugalingon gyapon. Tapos same ba diri sa total current liabilities. And sa iyahang equity, sa partner's equity, same siya og percentage kay same ang iyang kapital, same iyang kapital. So gi-divide lang ni siya kaning kaning part na masura kapital og same gyapon sa dire the rest, then gi-divide siya sa total liabilities and equity. So mo na ni ang iyang percentage na 26.25%. The total liabilities niya sa equity kay i-divide yapon ning itself na 13,000 kapin mo nahimo siya og 100 percentage. Same ra gyapon sa 2026 na procedure. Kuan niya. So in the analyzing the income statement vertically, all line items are converted into percentage regarding the annual sales. So concerning the sales, the 100% concluded that the business is feasible because the percentage of the cost of goods sold decreases as years move by. It results the decreasing net income after tax. So this is because even though that the cost of goods sold increases per year because of the inflation rate of the sales also increase. After all, the total number of finished good available for each year is constantly, di ba? Constantly ang amuang one gross income, gross profit. So mao to. So the same because of the finished good from the previous year and constantly finished good produced from the current year. It can be inferred by that crispy spinach has efficient and sound financial performance. So same ra gyapon sa vertical na pagbuha sa financial performance og ang financial statement niya. Same ra gyapon kay naa siya up to 2022 and naa siya percentage 2026 gyapon. Same gyapon na yung procedure. Diri na ta sa So in analyzing the balance sheet vertically, all line items are converted into percentage regarding the total asset. Based on the data, it can infer that the projected business is good financial condition because of the increasing total asset and the partner's equity. The property, plant, and equipment percentage are related to the asset and partner's equity. So the depreciation and changes in fair value either due to price or due to physical changes. So the project evaluation techniques. Ako lang siyang kuanan sa financial ratio niya. So ang iyahang, as we can see, the return on asset ang sa year 2022 kay taas siya, tapos sa 2023 kay o 2024 kay same ang iyahang percentage og sa 2025 to 2026 na percentage. The return on sales is a measure of efficiency and probability of the business in generating profits for every 1 peso earned from the sale of water spinach. So it generates daw na kato daw sa 2022 na 43%, sa 2023 42, up to 2024 42 po, then sa 2025 o 2026 kay 41. So as we can see from these details, there are difference between 2 years due to inflation. So in the return on investment is probably measure that evaluates the return of the initial investment for the business. So every peso daw sa investment maka-earn daw og 252%. So although nagka-decrease siya of the return of investment signifies that inflation rate was increasing by 1% every year. So in the working capital turnover shows that company efficiency is generating sales using the total working capital of business. So, mao ni siya diri na nagkagamay gyapon siya ang iyahang kuan, yang percentage kay the working capital turnover is decreasing because of the inflation rate gyapon and any factors affecting the working capital. And then the current ratio niya kay diri kay nagkakuan na siya, nagkataas. Kay tungod kay nag-meet na siya sa short-term na financial obligation of the business and the function niya na effective mo efficient jud siya sa in the long run na kuan na business. And asset turnover niya kay diri kay nagkagamay siya. Nagkagamay ang iyahang measured. Ang net working capital nagkadako atong measured sa ato ang business kay pag liquidity sa atong business na makita diri na the remaining short-term resources the business would have to continuous operation and other business activities based on the computed values that our crispy spinach business can continue its operate business. There will be still be available and increasing working capital of the next 5 years. So in the quick asset ratio, so in this quick asset ratio is also known the asset risk test ratio reveals that ability the company meet has short-term operation needs and obligation using the liquid asset specifically cash for every 1 peso daw basta maliquid siya na siya ay 4.21% kada na peso cash available to cover it for the year. So, nagkadako ang iyang percentage. So, may increase gapon ang iyang net ang cash flow niya na business also the sa taga year niya. So, the leverage ratio, the equity asset ratio invested the leverage or solvency ratio that relative measures that amount of asset that are financed by the investment and carry earnings of the owners of the business in still is good financial condition for the next 5 years since the equity ratio is higher than 50%. So 50% daw 50% daw siya. So nagkadako ang iyahang equity ratio diri. And that's all. So
Hello, Panagdais. For the continuation, we will now moving to payback period. Payback period which stated the investment of our three, and we have the computation of 0.36, which is in years that the investment of our money will be come back at after 1 year. In this time, the explanation will be payback period determines the required number of years it takes to recover the funds invested by the owners, which as three of this business. The initial investment of we have a Philippine peso 3,401,278.68 will be recovered after 1 year, as I've said earlier, of this business operations. So this project business is feasible and desirable because it has a shorter payback period. In our payback reciprocal, in regarding with our computation, we have a 2.76 in overall. Next, we have the net present value. The net present value, we have a normalized of PVCI, which is the present value of cash inflow at 15% rate. So in this time, we get this profitability index that could come up of 8.37. So the profitability index, or sometimes referred to as the value investment ratio, is used to qualify and measure the efficiency of the proposed investment. In terms of its profitability index computed above, the business is feasible because it is greater than 1, which means that for every peso of investment, it will generate 8.28 pesos of cash inflow since counted the present value as it says earlier of my co-partner. Then the ARR or the IRR net PV of cash flows, we have here the 159.74699% of our cost of investment. So, the internal rate of return estimates the profitability of the owner's investment. The IRR computed is, as I've said, 159 above 7.4699% because the discount rate that makes the net present value of all cash flows equals to zero. Dili na mo siya makuha yun siya zero, sir, eventually, because pagka amo siyang usban o nami usbon nga isa ka number between the point, it will result in negative 1,000 times, I think. So we have decided that 159 point something is our PVC, or the IRR computed. Then, okay. We will now proceed the questions.
So I will be the first to answer the question. Question A. So based on the financial aspect of the study, our project is feasible because although there will be decreasing income per year due to high inflated expenses, even though our gross sales are constant because we only accumulated 1 hectare of land and the capital requirement can be paid back after 1 year of business operations. So in reference to the financial statement that our proposed business project Crispy Spinach is a good source of income because of the increasing cash flows per year.
Okay, for the second question, which is, does your proposed business have the potential to grow and survive in the long run? If yes, how will you make it happen? If no, then what solution can you take to improve make your business? So, as for me, yes, because our study has a potential to grow and survive in a way of having a nice profit and, of course, make a customer stays. But then again, making a coupons or sales to make the customer feel.
So the third one, the last question that I have is letter C, which is, what is that one thing you have learned most in your feasibility study, and how do you think it will help you in your future endeavors? Before I will answer this question, I would like to thank you, all the teachers who thought this subject to become a successful in the future. We will greatly thank you, all teachers, to provide us, to share your knowledge us, and to mold us to become a best to become a greater person in the future. So now I will answer that question. For me, it is really helps me throughout this feasibility study to plan a feasible business that probably can change my life. But then again, my learnings to this is that it makes me more vigilant to make a wise plan in how I could manage my future business. This study is really helpful, especially in doing or making my own business future. And that would be all. Thank you for everything.